Hi Libra, happy October. This is your reading for 2017 for this moon cycle. We just had the harvest moon and I'm just beginning this channel. I've been doing readings for some time and I love it. So, and I guess you'll get an idea of what I'm about as I go along and do readings. If you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It would be greatly appreciated, and I would love to hear from you if anything resonates. Also, if you want a personal reading, the amount and how to get a hold of me through email and how to book an appointment is all written below in the description. If you are looking for an emergency reading, that can also be arranged as well. So let's go ahead and get into it, and let's see what's in the cards for you, Libra. So as I said in my first video, I apologize to Virgo, by the way, because that was my first video, and I was really in that moment of feeling like this is the time for me to do this. So I just went ahead and did it, and I didn't realize that the cards were kind of in a different direction, and it was a little hard, so my apologies to Virgo. And hopefully you'll see as time goes on that I'll get a little better at this. But I think the skill that the Divine's given me will hopefully speak enough for itself, I hope, as it speaks through all of us who are here as light workers. We all are, really. So, it's been a very difficult time for the world right now. There is just a great deal happening. So I feel wherever you can find something to anchor you, something to connect with, something to feel less alone with, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and focus on Libra's energy right now and take it in. Also know this is a general reading. Ooh. And therefore, if you want something more specific, obviously that would be done with a personal reading. I also intertwine metaphysical healing and spiritual counseling and life coaching as well. I have another profession, but this is just something that I felt a little passionate about and felt it would be a fun yet great way for me to express my intuitive skills more so, and I don't know, reach out to more people. I think that's what we're all trying to do in some way or another. So, I'm getting a pretty chill energy from Libra. Oy. And it's making me feel kind of like, oh, it's very calm and chill. Almost like the dust from a storm settled, and it's not as... It's settling down. It's been a little frumpy, I think, for everybody. I know that's not an exact word. You'll notice that I mix a lot of humor in my readings, and I'm an intuitive, so I just gather. Also, when I look at cards, and when I started as a child, it would usually revolve around sounds, images, and my mind's eye, and years of yoga and meditation and upbringing, and I guess somehow inherited skill that can make you feel a little funky sometimes, but I guess if you express that art in some way, it's healing for everyone. So as I'm speaking away here, I'm just getting really soft, pleasant vibrations for Libra. I'm a multitasking intuitive. I think that tends to happen if you've been growing up with it and you're like trying to deal with, whether you're working with your imagination or if this was just something that you were given to also work with to help yourself and others heal. It's taking me a little while to shuffle these. I think because you went kind of into hiding, Libra, and then you're kind of surfacing now. It's almost as though a lot of what's been going on, you've been kind of the one standing up and taking the hit of the ocean from it. Like every time the waves hit, you've been the one still standing up. And I think right now, and it's kind of sucks because everyone says Jupiter's in your house. It's not anymore, but everybody says Jupiter's in your house and whatever you touch is gold or whatever. But I think there was a lot of background work being done, a lot of backdrop stuff. So I think you kind of went into a hibernation mode. You were in a strong place, but then you went into hibernation mode. And now I'm trying to sense Libra energy. Okay. Things I need to do one more. And of course, as time goes on, I won't show you my shuffling every single time because that sometimes I think, or you can let me know if you want to see the shuffle, you can see the shuffle, or I can do it beforehand so you have a shorter video. I'll start to have more extended readings as well as time goes on. I'll be adding romance readings unless it just comes in, because sometimes that's what needs to be communicated by the universe, what needs to be interpreted by whatever you feel is a higher power or has some magic in it, whatever you want to call it, the ethereal, the divine, whatever brings peace to your heart. That sometimes, I know that this is a matrix here. There's so many dimensions, there's so many destinies, but we all are on pretty specific, oh my goodness. I think that's a sign that I need to stop talking. All right. Okay. Or that I've shuffled enough, or probably I just need to shuffle much more. It's about the sense and what you feel when you feel it's right to start picking the cards. And as I was saying, as you grow up, you start to pick up images. So I've studied extensively and studied archetypes and Jungian psychology, and a lot of what I've been able to patchwork together from my own experience is that you can really tap into these tools that have been used since the creation of man, really. Symbols, rocks, stones, runes, in carvings on walls, graving, the pyramids, everything that you look at from any ancient civilization. So we all have imprinted in us another language, another way of connecting, and some of us just have a bit of more of an opening, I guess. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and divide the cards and split them here. Okay. Let me just turn it over here and let's get into it. So the sun popped out, oh, with judgment. Underneath it, felt like there were two. Okay, and I'll flip these around. I don't read reversals unless it feels right. So it's not that I'm moving the cards around to my benefit, it's just you sense if it doesn't feel right for the reading. So trust me a little bit. And if this does not resonate with you, if you don't connect with it, then you might need to look at your rising sign. I'm putting the videos out, so I'm excited to see. Ooh. Okay. that didn't want to go the other way. I don't really see reversals right now. I usually don't read them anyway, unless it like feels like something's like, no, you must read that. That needs to be. It's not really auditory for me. I don't hear it literally, but. All right, let me make sure this is straight, because when I looked at the Virgo video, I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm learning. Okay, so I know that it does a little reverse, so I'm gonna have to move it around here. It's gonna be musical cards, but I know the order. Hold on. Bet you haven't seen this on another channel. All right. I should have some music with this, right? Some dancing music. Life really is a dance, and I'm trying to remember what order we were in now. Okay, so I think you can see the cards pretty well now, yeah? All right, good. Now it's a little hard for me to look at them. See, I'm learning with you. We're learning together here. I know others are more polished, but I figured jump into it when it feels right. My gut was saying do it. Just do it. However it goes, just do it. Get out there and start this. So there are a lot of things that I'm going out and doing. And I think that's the feeling I'm getting about Libra, is this go-getter attitude. There's a lot of judgment that you had to get past. And I think you're really coming into your own, into the sun, into that brightness, into your light. You're going to be the owner, the ruler of your actions. No thoughts are here. We don't have any swords here. We don't have that around this time. And you've been getting a lot of swords lately in readings that I've been doing. Libras have been getting the Death card, the Tower, the Devil, everyone, like, and it'll be like some great Arcana cards, like some great things are happening. So I think when Jupiter was here, it was putting in all of these neat little things in place, or things that were already in place, and it was just pushing it in the direction, and we had to get in a receptive mode. So to get us in a receptive mode and to get us aligned, there were a lot of things that had to be moved around in the universe. And I think Jupiter was the great benefit in the house for Libra this time, because if you can sense it this month, there is that collectedness. I think that's what I'm feeling right now. But the judgment you felt for yourself, it was harsh, because we can be really hard on ourselves, air signs especially. So the judgment, getting in balance with that, is so crucial. And since this is more in the past now, and we're here at the Sun, I think you're kind of in the Sun and the Queen of Wands territory, and you're going to be putting a lot to work. We have 10 of Wands, and what it's speaking to me is, I got my head on the prize, my mind on the money. I don't. So yeah, I can't forget it. I won't do that. There are going to be 10 Wands here, and what I'm getting here is that you are just in it now. Now you're like, you know what? I got work to do. So I hibernated. I got through whatever I needed to get through, and now I got my eye on the prize, and my mind on my money, and my money on my mind. Ha ha! That was it. All right. But no, you have a great deal of intensity towards this, though, and to the point that you're not even looking at just the fact that you are working so hard. I think that's going to be something that you need to acknowledge, is that you are working hard. You're hustling. You're doing the work. You're working. And this ownership of your actions, this is exactly where I am going to be working my actions now. I am aware of this now. There's no discrepancy here. There's no gray area. I know exactly what I'm doing now. And with that being said, you just go ahead and get to work. You're going to be getting to work in this birthday month. I think a lot of that energy that was held in is going to be just moved in. And a lot of this has to do with you coming into your own in your position. We have here the Six of Pentacles. And I'm going to clarify that one because it's bringing up a few things for me. I know Libra wants to balance the scales, especially when we look around us in our own family, our group of friends, or our city or our nation, and we look at our own pockets and we look at how much money we have. I think there's a particular ingrained knowingness that things must always be in balance. Things must always be held in balance. That's what my eyes were pulled towards, was the balance right here. So what could be happening is there will be a good payoff to you staying diligent, working hard, staying focused on you and the work you need to do, because you are coming into your own as the Hierophant. And the Knight of Pentacles, everyone always says, you know, I'll come back to the Hierophant, don't worry. The Knight of Pentacles is not a bad card. It just means that all of that money, like this time when I'm looking at it, all of the money that's been held back, like you're opening the doors and you're starting to put in actions and you're starting to really see the gifts floor come to you, where you start to have options now. You start to see the many cups that you've been, let's just put it this way, the many garden beds that you've been planting seeds in, that you've been watering over this whole period that's been kind of a up and weird kind of funkiness type of thing. It's like these experiences that happen where you kind of feel like I'm in the center of myself, I know who I am, but then there's this part of me outside of myself that's doing certain things, and I didn't quite understand why, but it's because there's something that you had to learn from those experiences. There was something that you had to do in order to get that fire underneath your, pardon my French, underneath your ass, underneath your tuchus, all right? So you see what you have here are the options. What comes up for me is you've been so stuck in judgment, like for a long time, that you didn't realize that you've been putting in work. And this is stuff that you're still doing. You're still putting in work. And I think the cool part is that you're starting to see things crop up. And that doesn't necessarily mean everything that you wished for is good for you, because there is a little snake coming up out of this cup right here. So receiving isn't always a wonderful thing. You don't want to receive everything. Okay, so don't say, I want it all. No, you don't want it all. You don't want it all. You want certain things. And I think what's happening here is you get to decide, though. You have the ability to decide. We'll clarify that. We'll clarify that card too. So I'm going to take another second to look at it and see what else comes up for me. And don't worry if I'm looking at it upside down, because I've been looking at them for a while, so I got it. If not, I'll try and figure out another angle, you know. I just want to get these videos out, because it's like you feel like you need to say certain things, or you're supposed to get a certain message out. So it sounds weird sometimes when I say that, but that's the way it is. That's what happens to people who use cards. I'm just kidding. It's a gift. It's really something I'm very thankful for. It's very beautiful, and it's yeah, and as a Libra, as I'm looking at this and sharing about my own self, it is coming into your own, knowing that for my own personal self, like feeding the artistic side of myself, and then also feeding that part of me that's worked my tuchus off for my career and flourishing in that area. You know, being able to make sure I nourish those different gardens that I've planted over the years. That's something that I realized. And I too was really frustrated. Like, why is this, like, why am I still, like, kind of sitting here? And then I just kind of went into hibernation too. Like, and I noticed as I was doing readings, and I tried to make sure it wasn't me you know, you after years of doing stuff, you just kind of learn that what's your stuff and what's not. And you take a pause. So I'm using the tough cards for clarification. I try and use as old school as I can get. I'm an old soul, so I guess that's what spoke to me. So I'm going to clarify the Six of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Knight of Pentacles, and the Seven of Cups. Whoa. Okay. Oh, interesting. But I know what it means. All right, but you don't have to take my word for it, as LeVar Burton used to say. If you don't know who LeVar Burton is, you're gonna have to Google that, because it's an important piece of our history in America public television. All right. So we got the Six of Pentacles. And to clarify that, we have the Prince of Swords. You didn't get any swords before, and it's interesting because the thing I was getting at was keeping in balance and keeping in order. And this might be a way to keep yourself in check. For some reason, that's what I feel, is that you need to keep yourself in check. So the Prince of Swords is a kind friend. Don't go into the mean grumpiness, or not grumpy, but just whipping boy, like hurting yourself and getting judgy about yourself. Don't judge yourself. That's over. You've come into the sun. Here comes the sun, little darling. Here comes the sun. That's going to be the title of this, or in the description. And since it's general, I mean, this could be applied to any situation, really, because it's that energy that's being pushed through in that sign's life. However you've worked your life through, whatever energy you've generated, whatever momentum you've created. So the Prince of Swords is a great thing to have in the pocket of Libra's arsenal, because Libra does have a great arsenal with it, and because it's constantly trying to balance. So there will be a point where you'll have to use your mind. You'll have to use the power of your thoughts and words. Perhaps affirmations might be a good idea when you feel that you're starting to come off balance in where you're devoting your time and where you're giving your finances, and just basically your energy. Where are you putting your energy? What are you doing with that right now? Keeping that in check without being harsh to yourself, because a prince is not going to be harsh on himself. He is the son of a king. He is trained. He is a warrior. He is capable. He is strong. Let's look at this image a little more. He has it in control. He is like, I got this. I got this. You see this? You see this sword in my hand? Nothing gets past me. Nothing. You see that? You got that in you, so don't worry. And the priestess has come to clarify the Hierophant. So I think there's some Libras who are emerging into another place in their career, in their field of expertise, in their love life, maybe. If there's, I mean, this is a sign definitely that I'll need to do a separate romance love reading. You know, love can be interpreted in so many ways, so sometimes I'm really hesitant to do love readings. Things will come up, don't get me wrong, they do. And sometimes that's all somebody wants to hear about, because that's the most agonizing thing, right, to have on the mind. We can decide not to think that by changing that around with affirmations. Affirmations are great. I'm always going to bring that up. It's great. Rewiring the words that you use. But you got the priestess and the Hierophant. All right. So Wisdom, time, leadership. Leadership is needed. Your wisdom, the place you have come to. You're capable, and it's beautiful how these have lined up here. The Sun, the Hierophant, the Priestess. It's definitely something very divine happening here. Quite beautiful. That surpasses a romantic relationship. This is about you personally and how you are in becoming. The Queen of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, and the Devil. Why is the Devil there? I wonder why. Let's take a look at the Devil for a second. The Devil isn't always bad. The Devil can also mean passion, which is what I feel is this. It's kind of a hungry passion is what came into my mind. You are passionate. It'll come to you. It's a slow-moving thing, but it's happening. It's something that's been slow coming. The other thing that came up for me is that the Devil can also mean, Death card does that as well, but the Devil can also mean the end of something. It can also mean distraction, but given the way these cards are right now, I don't see that as being the issue. There's just going to be a glaze over, like you need to just use something that you already know, that you have to have faith in your actual knowing. That's the only thing I feel. Have faith in the wisdom you have and in your knowing, and stand in that. These are just beautiful cards. When I keep looking at the Priestess, the Hierophant, and the Sun, Judgment's not a bad thing because it brings illumination. It brings clarification of where you are, how you want to move forward with what you do, and where you put your time, how you focus. And then it gives you benefits. You prosper, and then you must decide how to be responsible with that ability to be in a place of abundance. And then you come into a place of being the Hierophant, the leader, the person with the wisdom, the person with, I'm getting the one who just can hold the peace sometimes. The ability to just kind of be the balance. You know what I mean? Pun intended. So Knight of Pentacles then comes in, and it's been a slow-moving process that's been frustrating and irritating perhaps, but there's such brightness and beauty to that formation of something that took time, that took effort, because without even realizing, your cups are growing, your garden is blooming, your harvest has arrived. It really has. Your harvest is arriving. Like, it's so much that it's arriving in shipments throughout the month and months to come. So that's what my feeling is. And the card that we got for a clarification for the Seven of Cups was the Six of Cups, which is, yeah, buddy, that's the thing I got. It's like you're going to be getting these, the Thoth card simply puts pleasure. You get to pick the pleasurable things from those gardens that you've planted. And because you're the Hierophant, because you're the Priestess, the High Priestess, the High Priest, because you've taken time, like you're going to get a lot of pleasure out of the rest of this that comes forth for you. So have faith and feel good about where you're going and how you're feeling and how you're thinking and how you're moving, because you're doing it all right. You're doing all right. Doing real good. And hold and stand in who you are, because you have a leadership to provide. You have a service, a gift to provide. You have a deal you once made with yourself to honor and to abide by, and to bring on a form of kindness and healing and prosperity, or whatever it is that your wonderful energy brings. It's time to step into it because you've already been in it. The sun's illuminating you. Judgment time is over. You've got yourself in check always because you are the Prince of Swords. You have that ability to be a warrior with how you handle yourself and how you handle your words and others. And you have the grace and the ability to be the priestess. You have the ability to stand in your leadership. El Diablo, the devil, is always there. But that also is a reminder that you are passionate, that there is negativity And there are things that you have to move towards to understand that dark side, to be okay with it, that that's there. And here you are with a ball of light, an array of light that's slowly been getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter, and it's just illuminating and bringing love everywhere it goes. So that's what I think's happened for you right now. And then there'll be another reading on the next moon cycle. The next new moon. Hopefully you've released, whether you knowingly or unknowingly released anything on last night's harvest moon. You might be feeling lighter today, and that's for all signs, that's for all humans, that's for all beings. Whenever there's a shift in energy like that, whenever the light illuminates onto the ocean, the way the moon moves it, the waves move because of the moon, that effect, all of it, we all are affected by that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I have these cards that I'm starting to work with. They're the Crystal Wisdom Healing Oracle. I'm just going to pick a couple cards, and then I am going to read one card that is from the Osho Zen Tarot. And it does go into the basic 78 spectrum of cards, but it does it in a more depth Zen Osho way. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these. They're really pretty cards. My friend sent them to me, and I was like, oh, crystals on cards. How is that going to work? But then I started looking at it, and I was like, that's kind of neat. I kind of like that, because everything's connected, you know, and this kind of goes into our actual body, like the different chakras and parts of our body, like what crystals do. They carry that energy inside them, those minerals, to awaken it back into you, or flourish it back into you, or suck it out of you, or we all are made of the same thing. So it's really whatever helps you put your mind in a space where you're able to receive through whatever medium that is. So let's see. So the Crystal Oracle Wisdom for Libra, October 2017. Ooh. Okay. Okay. So, and I'll show you the bottom of the deck, since sometimes people are curious about that. And later on, when I start doing extended readings, I'll go into the bottom of the deck more, and I'll go into, if in a reading there's something that's, sometimes you get a reading where you're just like, you have to keep clarifying, because it's like, what is going on? Or you just can't connect with it, and you just gotta keep pulling at it, or you gotta step back. But anyway, I digress. So 12, we have the Quantum Quattro. It's obviously reversed, and it looks like you're reading in a mirror, I know. But it's, let me read the description of what it does. Just go ahead and look at the images that they are. So, Quantum Quattro. Liver, kidneys, digestive tract, lungs, pancreas, thyroid, T cells, thymus gland, intercellular structures, muscles, metabolic and immune systems. Some of you must be getting colds right now. This is the time, fall. So it's kind of a way of the body detoxing and releasing stuff. So a lot of fall babies tend to get sick during fall. That's a pattern I've noticed. I didn't always think so strongly about those type of correlations, but they do exist. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they do. I'm not sure, I know. Okay, all right. Peridot. Oh, I like that one. Organ systems, skin, eyes, heart, thymus gland. Wear sunscreen. That's what just came up for me. Wear sunscreen. Don't forget it, please. Skin, eyes, heart, thymus gland, lungs, gallbladder, spleen, intestinal tract, metabolic system. What the peridot does is it is a application for tissue regeneration, ulcers, birth contractions, bipolar disorder, hypochondria, melancholia, digestive problems. So I think there's a lot of acidity and anxiety. A lot of people have anxiety and acidity. That's the thing I sense every time I kind of go into like what the general kind of body feel is or health feel. Yeah, that's kind of what comes up for me for that. Sunscreen, eye drops, your allergies. Don't use the rough tissues. Don't use the rough tissues. So random, but really, it's, trust me, I don't know why. It's been like that my whole life. So, well, as I've gotten older, as you meditate, as you get stronger, it's, okay, I'll stop there. But just the other one, the Quantum Quattro, it's such a powerful name. Organs and systems, liver, kidneys. I mean, we're looking at your, I think it's more of your heart chakra that we're looking at. Your throat chakra. Just a little, move up a little higher. Throat and heart. Throat and heart chakra. Do some writing. Do some way of. I think that's kind of what I went through, where I was like, I just need to express myself and do this another way rather than privately. I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. So I feel like yeah. The usages for that, I forgot to mention, are immune balancer, cell disorders, blood sugar stabilizer, blood reoxygenation, high blood pressure, pain, migraine, fatigue, shock, nausea, PMS, arthritis, ulcers, muscle cramps, infections, and miasms. Solar plexus chakra. A lot of people have stuff going on in their solar plexus. But I feel there seems to be thyroid, and then we have that a couple times there. So I would say, you know, make sure you don't eat any foods that will increase too much estrogen or too much of a hormonal imbalance. So maybe, I always recommend eating as clean as possible. Throw a salad in there. If you don't like salad, just throw the dressing in there and eat it. Just get it done. Get the greens in you. And you are looking at three. It's common, like they connect. It's not, people think, oh, well, how do people understand? They're both green, dealing with the heart and dealing with the throat. So blue and green. So those are the chakras that you're going to be focused on, and those are the things that you might want to look at, what nutritional value you're getting out of your food, and if you're feeding and helping those parts. So it's flu season, so keep yourself healthy, keep yourself well, be kind to yourself so you can be kind to others. I'm going to go ahead and stop the reading right there because I just don't want to go too long. Really, thank you so much for stopping by and having this general reading. If you like this, please like and subscribe. It'll be greatly appreciated. And if you want a private reading, go ahead and let me know. You can email directly onto the link that will be placed below, and from there your appointment will be booked, and upon payment you will receive a reading. We can either do a live reading over the phone, we can do a FaceTime reading, or I can do a recorded audio video, not a video, but an audio message that I can send to you in pictures. So however it can work in your schedule, however we'll figure it out, and how it can work out in my schedule, because I have like a couple other things that we all have like 2 or 4 jobs going on right now. So anyway, thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you on the new moon. All right? Take care.